Imposter syndrome is literally lying to high achieving women, and most don't even know it. What is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is essentially saying that you have this inability, a persistent inability to believe that your own desires and accolades and things that you have achieved actually are worthy, that you're actually worthy of them, and that they are things that you actually produce from your own skill. Now, what's interesting is that imposter syndrome and perfectionism are closely linked. What is perfectionism? Perfectionism is having a high standard of just having things flawless, a consistent standard of having things flawless from the small things to the little things, or excuse me, from the small things to the big things. And they're actually very closely linked. So, can you imagine that you have a high standard to get that degree, or to have that business and have a certain amount of revenue in your business, or to have that family nucleus that you may have always wanted, and you want everything and everybody to be in order and in position, and then you get it, or you create it, right? Because you're doing the things, and then when you're in it, you believe that it's not really you who gets to deserve the very thing that you have worked for. It's so interesting because even with these two things, if you're not careful, and it's very sneaky, it is very sneaky, and it happens to a lot of high achieving women, and it can lead to what I've seen as high functioning anxiety. How do I know? Because I have struggled with both of these two things. And high functioning anxiety is essentially, it's not a disorder. They don't classify it as an actual disorder, but it's you get to live life every day, and most people don't even think that there's anything going on with you. But on the inside, you have this almost constant state of worry or fear of the future and wanting things to be perfect. And at the root of all of that is fear. It comes down to fear of not being enough. Imposter syndrome is fear of not belonging, right? You don't deserve to have the thing that you've been working for. So now you go and get on the hamster wheel again and go and do something else to feel like you're worthy of it. I had heartbreaks. What I noticed is after every heartbreak, I started a business or I got a degree. And I'm laughing, although it's not funny. It's actually not funny. But the thing is that these things produce great things externally, external achievements. But I realized that the more that I continue to do more, and the more I try to outwork or outrun the emotions that I felt, the bigger the external thing that it is that I got. And it made me feel good, and but it was short lived. It made me feel good like when I got the property. It made me feel good when I got my degree. It made me feel good when I started things that I felt really good about. I poured my heart into them. But what was really happening is I was trying to outrun my feelings. I was trying to outrun my disappointment and my hurt. I was trying to outrun myself because, again, there's a fear that if I stop long enough, whatever the feelings are associated to what has hurt me is going to break me. And I don't know if I have the bandwidth or the capacity to stand against whatever those things are. I still have to function as a woman doing my day in and day out. And plus, I don't like things to be or have control over me. I don't like people, places, or situations to have control over me. So to maintain control, I'm going to put all of my energy and effort into this thing, and I'm going to be a beast at it. Meanwhile, I'm silently suffering on the inside. Is this something that you've dealt with, regardless of whatever the accolade is? Have you ever put yourself in a situation after a tough emotional disappointment? Doesn't even have to be a heartbreak. It could be grief of a loved one. It could be something that has just happened that inside you really need to take a moment to rest and to give yourself space to feel. But instead, it was just easier to push through, to keep your mind active so that you have some form of control, which you never really had control over anyway. I want to give you, look at me, I want to give you permission to stop chasing the accolades and the achievements. I want to give you permission to release trying to control everything. There is nothing that you need to control, and control is an illusion. You can't control anything anyway. If you really look at it in the grand scheme of things, the only things that you can control are things like if you're going to be grateful in the morning when you wake up, if you're going to decide to enter into this journey of self-mastery and reflection and understanding, what is it that has caused me to feel like I'm not enough? What happened? And usually it's a stem from something that happened in your early childhood. Something happened, and it's just old tapes and old programmings playing in the background that you are now operating in your present day. And the time is continuing to move, but you haven't. So this might have been something in your 20s. It's happening in your 30s, happening in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s. It's going to continue to occur until you allow yourself to slow down. And what I want to give you again is permission to just be. You do not have to be on the hamster wheel. You do not have to jump job to job. You don't have to move city to city, relationship to relationship, business to new business idea. You don't have to do that. It is possible for you to allow stillness, for you to allow the compassion and learn what these new concepts, like instead of self-criticism, self-compassion, to enter into your body, into your mind, into your heart, for you to journal all the things that have caused you disappointment and allow yourself to slowly release them and let them go. I heard on a podcast, Jerisha said, which was amazing. It was she had a guest. Her name was Monica. And she talked about how achieving women, we think about this moment where we're trying to become something more and we know that what we're doing is not working, yet we don't have new programming or new ways of being in order to help us to move. And we turn the becoming into another achievement. When you can't achieve your way into becoming, you just become. And the perfect thing that she said is, she said, now wait, look at it like this, like a phoenix. Look at it like the phoenix, and you're letting go all of the things, and there's a part of you that has to die, that is just no longer serving you. But it is a part of your story, so there's still room for it and compassion, but it doesn't serve you in your current day. And think about the phoenix that rises from the ashes, and you get to develop that part of yourself. I thought that was so beautiful. You don't have to have this night and day switch in identity. Most of us, you need time. It took time for you to get here. You need time to pull yourself back out, or at least discover a new version of you that will outperform, outwork, help you to help believe what you used to think and do. You need just room to help develop the other side of you. And I just want to give you permission. That was one of the things that had me so, and still sometimes in my head, is just, can I give myself the mental permission to just be without doing? And I want to share that with you today. You can just be without the doing. There's so many distractions in the world. You look on social media, you look outside, you see the politics, you see the news, your neighbors, and there's a whole other internal world that's happening inside of you too. That's a lot to have to deal with. No wonder there's a higher rate of depression and anxiety, and things are happening in the community, and it's happening silently, where people are putting their highlights on social media, or when people ask you if you're good, you're really lying. You're not telling them the truth because you can't trust that person, or you don't think that there's room or space for you to actually share where you are, or you don't even know how to be vulnerable enough within yourself to let the person know that you need help. I'm giving you permission to stop. I'm giving you permission to take a rest, because it is possible for you to take a rest and to reflect, to not go into achievement, for you to actually have a wonderful female relationships that nurture you and hold you accountable. It is possible for you to be in a romantic relationship where the man's strength is not just his physical capacity to pick you up, but he has an emotional capacity and bandwidth to help you see yourself and give you room to grow and to heal, where you can make more money sooner, quicker, faster, and in large amounts than ever before, than you can ever make it. In fact, I heard this from Myron Golden. It takes a little bit of time to make a lot of money, and it takes a longer amount of time to make a little bit of money. You can make more money with ease and in less time and more of it inside of just resting. It's possible for you to nourish your body with foods that give back to you. The struggle system of perfectionism and imposter syndrome, all of that is just tied to not being enough and tied to the struggle. So the good news is that you have an old programming and you're constantly in that programming loop of struggle. Adopt the programming of being just soft, being still, of being in your body, and allow any person, place, or situation and environment to give back to you just as much as you're giving back to it. There's room and space for you to just relax, for you to rest, for you to take that bath. And you might have to say no to some people, and you could do it without guilt. It might feel a little tough in the beginning, but you can do it without guilt. You are no help to no one else until you decide to take care of yourself. That's even your children. What if you can just mother in a way that your children feel reassured in who they are, knowing that they're loved without you sacrificing your well-being? What if you can build the business without sacrificing your wellness? There's a whole other world. You are like the rose that grew from the concrete. The concrete is symbolic for self-doubt, for self-criticism, for just disappointment, things that maybe you had and you were a part of and it was your fault and you inspired, and things that just happen because life happens. That's the concrete. But you're still a rose. What is a rose? It's super delicate. Is it not? It's a flower. It smells good. It's vibrant in color. There's a vibrancy in everything that you're doing and where you are. And it's not too late. I don't care how old you are. You can always start again. You can always rest again. You can always pause again. You don't need to do another thing. My challenge to you is it is okay to rest. It is okay to reflect. It is okay to be in alignment, to allow your life to be in alignment with what you really want. Allow your inner world to match your outer world. Can you imagine a world where you get to do less and still receive more? It's even in the scriptures. It said, forget the past. Forget the former things. I am doing a new thing. Do you not see it? This is permission. This is your reminder. This is your time. This is your sign to say, forget the past. Forget the ways that you used to be moving. It's not serving you or anyone else around you, and you know it. Forget it, because guess what? There is already new things happening in you and around you. I guarantee it. I guarantee it right now. Any friction you might feel might be because there is something that is pulling you into a new identity, but you are resisting by clinging to it. And that's where the fear and anxiety comes to. You cling to the old. That's where the fear and anxiety comes from. Forget the past. Grateful for it. Be grateful, and it's brought you to where you are. But a new thing has come. And it says in the word that God will make a river in the desert and dry wastelands. Like, you're not alone. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I wanted to share with you that I have a free guide that I really, really love. And I think it speaks to what most high achieving women need, which is grace. We need to give ourselves more grace. Give yourself more grace. And I have it in my I'll put it in the description. It's also in my whatever that thing is, intro, bio area. But it is a 5-day guide filled to helping you to embody grace, putting you on the pathway of that. So the work is getting you started. And the work that happens is being able to release self-doubt, helping to get a capture and hold of those self-limiting thoughts and self-criticism, and really helping you to build unshakable self-love and self-trust and true identity. It's free. It's free. So go ahead and download it. Let me know how it is. I hope that it serves you as much as it has served me. And let me know in the comments if you want to talk more about this. Imposter syndrome. Let's talk about perfectionism, self-trust, self-acceptance, rest, restoration. Let's talk about all of those things. Let me know if it's interesting to you. Talk later.